Hey 49ers fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Chat Sports, and today, let's put a grade on the San Francisco 49ers' massive divisional round win, 27-10 over the Minnesota Vikings. Where we go, though, backwards hat, different backdrop. I am on vacation right now, but still wanted to get you guys a grading video, as I always do here for Chat Sports. So, let's go ahead and jump right in. First, starting off, as always, with the offense. Got to give them a B- overall. I'll tell you why. First off, running game, excellent. Technically, the running game should have an A+ by themselves. Offensive line, massive running lanes, and also protected Jimmy Garoppolo pretty darn well against Everson Griffin and Danielle Hunter. Where we take off some of the grading points, obviously, is with Jimmy Garoppolo and the offense in terms of the passing game. Did not pass for a lot of yards. You see it on your screen, 112 total yards. Did they need to pass the football to win? No, but as we said all year long, you'd like to see the passing game do a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Yes, the running game is what carried us in this football game. The defense, obviously, huge. Jimmy Garoppolo, good, not great. We'll grade him later. The passing game, again, just left a little bit to be desired. Thankfully, you're going up against a very, at least today, poor Minnesota Vikings overall offense. You need to score a lot of points, but running game, A+, passing game, C+. Combine that, my grade for the offense is going to be a B-. Shout out to Tevin Coleman, though. We'll give him a grade later on. Welcome back to actually producing for us, right? Has not done much over the past couple of weeks, but Tevin Coleman, for whatever reason, got the majority of the carries in this one. Mostert, again, got hurt later on in the game, should be fine, but overall, a good offensive day for the 49ers. Good enough to get the win, and obviously good enough to go ahead and get a B-. Before we move on, you can bet on the NFC title game with our friends at BetDSI this coming weekend. Chatsports.com/bet. Use our promo code 49ers. Get a 120% deposit bonus whenever you first sign up. Moving on, defense. As good as it gets, A-. I mean, I want to give them an A+. I'll tell you why they don't get an A+ here in a second, but the A- part is this. They held Dalvin Cook in complete check. He was a non-factor. Kirk Cousins sacked 6 times. Dee Ford coming back into the defensive lineup there was absolutely huge for our 49ers. The secondary was good. The problem is you knock him from an A+ to an A- because of one Ahkello Witherspoon, who has struggled in coverage the past couple of weeks. I've called for him to be benched for Emmanuel Mosley. The 49ers didn't do it, and then finally they saw Stephon Diggs torch him for a touchdown, and they decided to bench Witherspoon and actually put in Mosley, who did a very, very good job. Shocker, right? I know. Overall, though, defense was absolutely fantastic. Overall, the trenches are a place the 49ers need to dominate at, and they did. And I'm telling you, we're going to give a grade to Dee Ford later on in this video, but the fact that he's back, you saw it today, makes a massive, massive difference for our 49ers going forward. Okay, before we move on, quick ad here on YouTube. The little ad's going to run. Don't worry about it. Scroll down and answer the pinned comment right here. Who gets the game ball? Is it Dee Ford? Is it Bosa? Is it Tevin Coleman? Is it another person on the 49ers offense or defense? Who gets the game ball? Go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. All right, moving on here. Special teams, always very easy to grade. They get an A+. They did not have any fumbles, no muff punts, no missed field goals. Gold went 2 for 2. Special teams was just fine. Richie James Jr. had a nice return, about 18 yards on one of those kicks. So A+, easy to do. Let's move on. Individual grades here. Jimmy Garoppolo. You know, I'm harsh on Jimmy Garoppolo. I love Jimmy Garoppolo. I've given him plenty of A+. I've given him plenty of C+, and this one is going to be a C+ performance. We cannot pretend like Jimmy Garoppolo on Saturday afternoon was elite. He was not a great quarterback on the field. He's been great all year, but this was not one of his better games. 11 of 19, 131 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That interception, classic Jimmy Garoppolo. He cannot, I don't know why he can't see linebackers over the middle of the field, but Kendricks was jumping right in front of that route. Bad pick. Garoppolo's due for one of those, feels like every single game. Again, did he need to be elite to win this game? No, they ran the football very, very well. But at the same time, for doing individual grades, he was average, he was good, not great, and that's why you go ahead and get the C+. Hopefully, you know, he can continue to play like this, we continue to win, that's fine by me. But at some point, NFC title game, Super Bowl, whatever it is, you might need a big game from Jimmy Garoppolo, who's capable of doing that. We need to see it more often than not. C+ for Jimmy G. What grade would you guys give Jimmy Garoppolo? Let me know in the comment section down below. Moving on here. I'm so happy that Tevin Coleman finally decided to show up. He gets an A+. Welcome back, Tevin Coleman. What have I said the past couple of weeks? We love Mostert, but Mostert's not really technically supposed to be the number 1 back. It's supposed to be Breida or Coleman. So, well, I was fine with Raheem Mostert getting the majority of the touches. He still played well today at about 52 yards rushing. I was hoping that Coleman or Breida would have one of these classic Coleman or Breida days, and Tevin Coleman did. 22 carries, 105 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. For whatever reason, he's back in the good graces of our coaching staff and had a really, really big day. Great job overall, but just the Niner run game, the offensive line creating holes. Coleman and the O-line, I think, should go ahead and pair up to get an A+. Question here. Who should get more touches next week? Type C down below for Coleman. Type M down below for Mostert. Curious how you guys are going to go ahead and choose on this one. I'm fine, honestly, with either, but I'm curious which one you guys would like to see get more touches going forward. Okay, moving on here. Emmanuel Sanders. This goes for the entire passing game. Where are you? You know what? I say entire passing game. Let's go ahead and give Emmanuel Sanders a C+. Nowhere to be found. You can make the argument that Emmanuel Sanders is playing his way to not getting an extension with the 49ers. I know we traded draft picks for him. I know people want to re-sign him. I want to re-sign him, but at the same time, 2 catches, 33 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 targets. Maybe it's Garoppolo not getting him the football, but honestly, it just feels like Sanders is not panning out to be that elite receiver that we traded for. Now, I could be wrong. He could ball out next week. I'm fine with that. No worries. But there is going to be a real conversation whenever this season is over if Sanders is going to be worth a contract extension. If this continues, there's a real legitimate case for saying no. Okay, before we move on, fastest growing 49ers channel on YouTube, go ahead and click the red subscribe button and click the notification bell. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, NFL Playoffs gear is available at this link in the comments down below, chatsports.com/NFL Playoffs. Tons of great gear. You guys, listen, we're live next week. Hopefully live 3 weeks after that, the Super Bowl, so get your gear right now, chatsports.com/NFL Playoffs. Okay, a couple other grades here before we finish up. The offensive line, we mentioned this before, they were elite in the run game, and they were really good in the pass protection game as well. We'll give them a B+ overall. Yes, Jimmy Garoppolo was under pressure a little bit. Danielle Hunter got to him, a couple of sacks. But overall, the offensive line was very, very good. They're stepping up. They're making holes. And like we said, yes, Jimmy Garoppolo was under pressure, but nowhere near what Drew Brees was under last week against this very same defensive front. The Niners, like we said, win in the trenches. Defensive line, offensive line, they've been elite the past couple of weeks. They were elite in this game. Can't give them an A+, because they did give up 2 sacks, but at the same time, a B+ to me, I think, is very, very fair overall for this offensive line. Final grade here. Actually, no, second to last grade. Ahkello Witherspoon. How about an F for Ahkello Witherspoon? I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Thankfully, the 49ers defensive coaching staff finally saw what I've been seeing for the past couple of weeks. Mosley has been better. They benched Witherspoon. Apparently, they told Witherspoon if he played poorly, they would bench him in this game before the game actually happened, and here we are. He got benched. I would expect Mosley to get the start on Sunday against whoever we play, depending on when he watches this video, Seattle or the Green Bay Packers, and it's just not a real surprise to me overall that he did get benched. An F for Ahkello Witherspoon. Who should start at cornerback? Type W for Witherspoon, type M for Mosley in the comment section down below. I want to get your guys' feedback on this. I read all the comments. Get your comments in down below. Final grade here. And this one, I said I was excited for Coleman. I was excited for the offensive line. I was excited for Emmanuel Mosley. I am the most excited for Dee Ford. He makes all the difference. We've talked for weeks about how this defensive line has struggled to create pressure once Dee Ford went out. He comes back into the lineup after the hamstring injury, and wouldn't you know, gets a sack, gets a tackle for a loss, 2 quarterback hits. As a whole, defensive line gets 6 total sacks. The starting 4 all had a sack as well. They were fantastic. Dee Ford gets an A- over here. And again, his presence alone, him on one side, Bosa on the other, Armstead. I mean, you got all these guys now rushing the passer, and you just see, there were a couple of weeks there, the Niners would have like 1 or 2 sacks per game. Back to 6 sacks per game, and that just makes life hell for quarterbacks just like Kirk Cousins, who, again, got a full taste of what it's like to play against Dee Ford and this front 4. He gets an A- again. Not perfect, didn't play all the snaps. We can't give A+ to everybody, even though we want to. An A- for Dee Ford. He was fantastic, and I think overall this 49ers offense and 49ers defense as a whole played a complete game. Yes, I understand that I didn't give Jimmy Garoppolo an A+, and there were still some question marks in terms of Kittle didn't do much catching the football, Debo, Emmanuel, the passing game was not there. But the run game was there, the O-line protected very, very well, and the defense minus Ahkello Witherspoon really balled out in this football game. What grade would you guys give the 49ers? Let me know in the comments section down below, A through F. I want to know what you guys think. Are my grades fair? Are my grades unfair? Let me know in the comments section down below. Thumbs up, though, for me. For working during my vacation, I wanted to be here with you guys. I didn't want to wait till Monday to put a video out, so I got this up. We're recording late night right now on a Saturday evening, so whenever you watch this video, we might not know who wins the Niners and the Vikings game, or excuse me, completely wrong on that. The Packers and the Seahawks games, that's on Sunday night, so we don't know who they'll play yet, but rest assured, Monday morning, I'll have a fresh video ready to go for you guys. Really Monday afternoon, click the red subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. There we go. All the time we have for today on our 49ers grading video. Put a grade on not only offense, defense, special teams, but also the individual grades as well. I'm pumped. It's late at night at my grandparents' house, so I can't be too loud right now. That's why I'm not being like overjoyed excited, but I cannot wait for another week alive in the postseason. Bring on Green Bay, bring on Seattle, whoever it is. I don't care. Levi Stadium, NFC title game. It's as good as it gets. For Chat Sports, I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. You guys enjoy the rest of your day.